Hi, so you're back with Cyril, connecting the dots with Cyril. So, as I said earlier, we're going to be talking about, because there's this big thing, and I listen, I'm in love with it. 300 people, 300,000 people around the world have recovered from the coronavirus. 300,000. And that's a huge number, and it's exciting. But my question, I told y'all I'm a scientist, I'm a addictionologist, I'm a scientist practitioner. So when I hear stuff like that, I go, great, what happened? How did we get there? What did we do? What medically did we do to help these people recover? We have no medicines. So what do we do? So as I was beginning to read and study into this thing, I started hearing that the nurses and doctors say they would come in and they would, try to help the people get, they give them what they got, give them some amoxicillin, give them this, give them that, just doing whatever they can to help them. And I understand that because they don't know what to do, what to give them. And then if they begin to crash, they put them on the ventilator. Typically says once you get on the ventilator, you never come off. The only time you come off the ventilator is in the body bag. So the object is to not get on the ventilator. But they don't know what to do to not get you on the ventilator because there's no protocol. So let's read this. I want to read this to you. This is out of what they were talking about today. And it's out of the Science magazine, Live Science. And it says, what does recover from coronavirus mean? And it says the coronavirus is certainly scary, but despite the constant reported on total cases and the climbing death toll, the reality is that a vast majority of people who come down with the COVID-19 survive it, just as the number of cases go up. So there's another number of those who have recovered come down. So they come down. But here's where it gets tricky. Here's where my questions began to answer. So this article goes on further to say they don't really know what makes the people get better because they haven't gotten a handle on that because they've really not done anything that one thing that they can say, this is what we used, this is what we did, and this is why those people got better. So in my mind, your body fought it off good enough. You weren't that sick. You didn't have that many underlying factors, and your body fought it off, and you got well. Not cured, recovered. Not cured, recovered. Big difference. Cured means they cured it. Recovered means you just got better from it, and that's a totally different game changer, right? So they recovered. So it says, I'm going to read this to you because I'm talking to people in the U.S. So it says, well, here's a question. And this is one of the questions. It says, what about immunity? In general, once you recover from a viral infection, your body will create lymphocytes in your system, and these cells will be a reminder that your system had this particular disease, and now it creates the antibodies to fight it off should it come back. Normal, natural occurrences. Unfortunately, they don't understand this disease at all, so they don't know if the immunity is going to be temporary, permanent, if you even get immunity from it. And so, how long it lasts, if it lasts, if it's like chicken pox, you can never get them again. They don't understand any of this. So when we're saying 300,000 people recovered, that's great, but it's not a whole complete story, right? And so it says, why have so few people officially recovered in the U.S.? And it says this is a dangerous virus, so the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is being extremely careful when deciding what it means to recover from COVID-19. Both medical and testing criteria must be met before a person is officially declared recovered. Medically, a person must be fever-free without fever-reducing medications for 3 consecutive days. Listen to what I said. Medically, a person must be fever-free without reducing fever medications for 3 consecutive days. They must show an improvement in other symptoms, including reduced coughing and reduced shortness of breath, and it must be at least 7 full days since the symptoms began. In addition to those requirements, the CDC says they must have a negative test for the coronavirus twice, and the test must be taken at least 24 hours apart. Well, U.S. testing is sketchy. So, that's the other thing. The other thing is not a lot not so known about how this disease, this virus, attacks the body and things of that nature. So one of the things I've heard about this disease, and I read it in Scientific Journal so far, it says that this disease, this virus, has an ability to, as it's producing more, as it's transcribing more virus particles of itself, it has the ability to find the flaw in one of the particles, remove that flaw, and then create the next one. So the next one is a little bit more perfect without the flaw that made it not work. That's a thinking virus. That's totally different than anything I've ever heard. So, we're going to get to this on another one, but I got to bring it up now. So, this is a virus, this RNA to DNA. And now we heard that it can go back from human to RNA into other animals, right? They said that the tiger up in the Bronx Zoo has COVID-19. They asked on the news the other day, one of the scientists on Channel 11, and he said, well, we knew that it could jump into animals in December from some cases in China. See, this is where I don't like what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. Because when you have information and you don't share it, you leave other people like me and you at risk. So you already knew this thing could do this. So you knew this thing could go from animal to man back to animal. Wow. In December. In America. And you didn't tell nobody. Right? So let's get with this recovered thing. So today, South Korea says that of their people who recovered, 51 of them that they retested has already shown the COVID virus again. And they do not believe that they have become reinfected. They believe that the virus has just resurfaced later. Because, again, what did you do to get them recovered? What medications did you do? What treatments did you do? What antibodies did you give them? What exactly did you do medically to help these people recover and to make sure that they would not, become reinfected, or that the COVID would not resurface later? So 51 of the people who were recovered in South Korea have already shown tested positive again for the coronavirus. I want y'all to pause and think on that for a minute. 300,000 people have been released from the hospital because we had to release them. They didn't need the bed anymore. We had to release them, right? And that's not what I'm talking about. We had to release them because we needed that bed for somebody else who was in the throes of the coronavirus. My problem is that we're clapping. We got control of this. No, we don't have control of this. They got better, but we don't know. And now we're hearing in South Korea that the virus is resurfacing. So here we go again. If the virus can resurface in people who have recovered from, remember, quote, quote, recovered from the coronavirus, and now they've been home again, they've been going about their business, and bam, the symptoms come back again. We better be real slow with trying to restart businesses, restart transportation, restart companies, restart all of this stuff. I'm trying to tell y'all, a game changer has come to the world, and the world is either too stupid or too arrogant to accept this fact. Recovered is not cured. Can I say that again? Recovered is not cured. And so we're finding out that with nothing going on, you go back and test these people a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and all of a sudden they COVID positive again. Because it just went dormant. Remember, I tried to tell y'all in my first segment, this thing can mutate. This thing can lay dormant. This thing can lay dormant just like the 1918 pandemic did with the influenza. It went away. It lay dormant. It got stronger. I just told you that this thing learns to transcribe out weaknesses in its own system so that it won't have that flaw when it comes back to attack again. Check me out, man. Come on, connect some dots. Stop being in a rush. This thing has come. Created, whatever is here. We gotta get into this thing, and we gotta stop getting into this thing haphazardly. Stop getting into this thing with somebody giving you 2/3 or 1/3 of some information that they know is vital to our survival, but they hold it back. And then when it happens, they say, well, we already knew that. But why, if you already knew that, why wouldn't you say that so we would know? I got 2 cats, man. I love my cats. I don't want to give my cats COVID. You know? I don't want to do that. So come on, man. What you know, you got to let us know. The world has changed, man. We're in a Twilight Zone, Outer Limits episode that's been going on and on and on and on and on. And the governments are like keeping secrets that they can't keep. This ain't no time to be tight-lipped. This is time to like put everything on the table so we can protect ourselves. Listen to me. Listen to me. Recovered is not cured. So 300,000 people have recovered, but they still got the virus. And that's the piece that nobody's talking about. You know, keep running around here talking about they recovered. We need to hurry up and open up some businesses. We need to hurry up and do that because 300,000 people have recovered. What did you do? What medical protocols was put in place to help these people get better? Pretty much you just sit there and threw everything you could on the table and hope that they got better. And the ones that got better, you were like, whoa, we did something knowing you didn't do anything. But you march them out the door. You tell the people that we have now have people who have recovered from the coronavirus. And you never go beyond that piece. They've recovered from the coronavirus. Nothing else. I mean, come on, man. I'm a scientist, but I also have common sense, right? I can read between the lines. And they're saying that so that they can try to get you to relax your guard and not think that this thing is what it is. And okay, so maybe we should reopen the movie theaters. Maybe we should open Roadhouse Texas Toast. Maybe we should reopen the malls because, 300,000 people have recovered. But you ain't did nothing to tell us how you helped them recover. You ain't did nothing to tell us how you stop them from becoming reinfected. You ain't did nothing to tell us how you stop the disease in them from resurfacing. And voila. 51 already in South Korea testing positive. China's already reopened their trains in Wuhan, right? States in the United States are trying to figure out how to get back to business and make some money. In the middle of a pandemic of people dying, and then you want to talk about what they said, so many people are affected, so many people died, and so many people recovered. Okay. Connect the dots. Are they cured? Are they immune? Are they carriers? See, those are questions, man. And you can't get them questions answered in the middle of fighting the pandemic. It doesn't work that way. You need time to figure that out. You know, you need time. Man, saw a picture of Lake Michigan today, man. They said they could see the shipwreck from a plane in the water because the water's so clear. Remember that one I told y'all? Is the earth trying to save itself. So if the earth trying to save itself, we better figure out how to save ourselves and stop trying to make some money. Stop trying to jumpstart our economy with what? Dead bodies. With the walking dead. We trying to jumpstart an economy with the walking dead. They have recovered. Yeah, man. Connect the dots, man. Connect the dots. Ask the questions. You put on the thinking cap and ask the questions. What did they do to recover? What did you do medically to help them recover? What did you do medically to help them? What did you do that you can replicate and do again to make sure more people recover, and not just recover, get the cure. And not just get the cure, don't be a carrier. So you don't have any of them because we're still in the war. We're still in the fight. So how are you going to be in the fight, right? And then send some of the people who you think are better back into the field to let them infect other people? Hey, I don't got the answers, man. But I sure love posing questions. Because I sure love what? You've been connecting the dots with Cyril. Hey, if you like what I'm talking about, you know, if you like what you're hearing, like me on YouTube, subscribe to the station, because I plan on doing this for a minute. Because I will not let my people, which is everybody, because all mankind is my people, because I'm a human. Right? And I am connected to everybody on this planet, not based on color, based on one thing. We all bleed red. Take me over to China, cut me, and I need a blood transfusion. The Chinese will give me a transfusion just like if I was here in America and anybody else. Blood is blood, baby. That's what makes us human. Hey, check it out. Stop being a follower. What do they call them? A lemon? Yeah, stop being a lemon, just following behind and just blindly listening to what people say and not taking some investigation. Right? Hey, connect the dots, man. You've been connecting the dots with Cyril. Hey, see you the next time. Peace.